Friday, May 11th, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, in this video, we're going to take a look at the 2018 hurricane season. Just a brief, we're going to touch on it briefly. I think it could be a early hurricane season this year in 2018. It doesn't officially start until June, but seeing some things already that are showing signs of the hurricane season cranking up already. But first, a tsunami warning that was sent out to the residents of Alaska this morning. I had somebody actually send me an email saying that a tsunami warning had been issued for Alaska, and I was like, what? Because I'm watching earthquakes very closely. We're keeping a close eye on the situation out in Hawaii, so I'm like, okay, are they expecting something to occur here that could generate a tsunami across the Pacific? At the rate things are going, nothing would surprise me right now. But it ended up being a test, which is, it's a good thing, but there for a few minutes, people in Alaska were dumbfounded. This went across radio and TV, didn't make it to the cell phones, but it was supposed to have been a in-house routine test, and it ended up being anything but routine, as people of Alaska watching TV and listening to the radio heard what sounded like a legitimate tsunami warning that extended from California to Hawaii and Alaska. But anyway, guys, that ended up being yet another false alarm, kind of like the one we saw a few weeks back out in Hawaii. It ended up being a false alarm that went out to everybody that even had cell phones back then. And I think we've had one from California as well. I've seen more in the last 10 months than I've seen in 10 years with regard to, accidental apocalyptic warning tests going out to TV, radio, and cell phones. So thankfully, no tsunami, but we're definitely keeping an eye on things in Hawaii. And I mean, we're watching it very, very closely. Much like the energy that could produce some severe weather throughout the Midwest part of the United States, that includes, let's get right to it, the energy is going to be there, guys. Whether it will materialize into severe weather, that remains, and you can see I'm on Hawaii right now. That's where I'm at quite a bit these past few days. But the severe weather for tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, and parts of Tuesday include Iowa, southern South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, most of northern Texas, and then all the way over to Ohio, West Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Then it's going to move eastward throughout the rest of the week. But the next 72 hours starting tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, right in through here, anything on the menu is possible. The energy will definitely be there. What it will produce is entirely up to everything that will occur. But I can tell you this, the Cape energy is there. We saw this like a week ago with regard to Cape energy, and that's what you're seeing here at nullschool.net. And the darker colors, not the darker colors are calm. And it's the lighter color and then the peach color. Peach and red, especially red. That is in the Kansas, like near Topeka. That's 3,800 Cape. That's more than enough to create any type of severe weather with regard to severe thunderstorms, hail, high winds, and even tornadoes. And that's on the 13th, go up to the 14th. You'll see it extend over into parts of Ohio. In fact, I think all of Ohio, parts of Indiana, Tennessee, wouldn't be surprised. In the Clarksville, Nashville area, northern Tennessee especially, on Monday. Pay close attention to your weather on Monday. The Cape energy is there, guys. No doubt about it. What it will produce, well, that remains to be seen. And just because it's there doesn't mean that entire area will see it. It's just the energy is definitely going to be there. Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. All of these areas here. Look near Kansas City, Missouri. Look at the Cape. 4,200. I mean, really, 4,800. Up near Topeka. There's 5,000 in northeast Kansas. Look at the chart. What's it go up to? 5,000 joules. So that's a lot of energy. And you can see it covers a wide area all through I said, Tennessee, Kentucky, over into Ohio. That's on the 12th. Let's go up to the 13th, which is Mother's Day on Sunday. Energy's even stronger, 5,100, northwestern Missouri. Big heads up. 3,100 near Nashville. That's plenty of energy for large hail, high winds, and see how it extends over into Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, most of Illinois, all of Missouri, Oklahoma, extending into Monday. Look at Monday, 5,200. And that's in north central Kansas. So a lot of energy is definitely in the atmosphere in the next 72 hours starting tomorrow. What it will do remains to be seen, but one thing I can pretty much guarantee is lightning. That's why I've been mentioning the lightning map, the real-time lightning map here at the website. Look for the energy on this chart to go through the roof. Right now over North America, let's just take a look and see. 2,900 in the last 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. That's actually very quiet. Look for that to be probably up in the 30,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't reach close to 40,000 at some point between now and Tuesday. And that can be found here at the website, MrMBB333.com, under the Real-Time Lightning tab. One thing I made a change to is the CO2 down here on the lower right-hand side of the website. I've now included SO2 on the tab with all that's going on out in Hawaii. So I've altered the tab so it's SO2 and CO2. So when you click on the tab, it takes you right to Hawaii. And there's the sulfur dioxide situation right now, and you can see it's actually it's gotten a little smaller since this morning. So that tells me that there's not as much venting going on right now. So it's a little smaller, it's not quite as strong, so that's a good thing with regard to the sulfur. But anyway, the map is updated here at the website. If you haven't checked it out, by all means do. The link is below in the description box. I want to talk about hurricanes real quick. I know it's a little early. Hurricane season doesn't start officially until June, but this is something that I noticed back on May 5th, and I saved this GIF. I don't know, I just saved it. Something told me to save it, so I just saved it. But you can see there was a big rotating system that reminded me of a tropical storm, and they were even looking at it and considering the possibility of this maybe turning into something at one point. It never did. But the energy, like the cape that I showed you, the energy is starting to come around for tropical storms. And you can see there's also a system over here that almost became a named storm. Check this out. That's it right here. Tropical Depression 1. It's now just a low pressure system. Here's why. This is in the East Pacific. So we've had two now in the last week. This one here was almost a named storm. If it would have made it to named storm status, I think it would have been the earliest ever. Last year we saw an earlier one. I think we saw one on May 17th. So if this one would have made it to a named storm, like I said, I think it would have been the earliest ever, or at least pretty close. But it didn't. And here's why. The sea surface temperature. Too cold. The water's too cold. We know it need hurricanes, tropical cyclones, tropical storms need warm ocean water to really thrive. You can see this is it's amazing that it even became a system, to be honest. The water is just on the edge of warm enough to even get one started. And now it's not even organized. It's just a collection of energy that could still produce a lot of rain. Don't get me wrong. But as far as an organized hurricane, no, not a chance. And that sea surface temperature is always one of the main components of these storms. So like last year, what really surprised me with that storm that went clear up into southern Ireland, I mean, that's in the North Atlantic. The sea surface temperatures were nothing even close to what they are, like down around the Caribbean. But it still made it, and it maintained its structure all the way into southern Ireland. I think that was Hurricane Ophelia. Unbelievable storm. So, I know it's a little early to be talking about hurricanes, but we're starting to see signs of rotation out in the Caribbean. This was over, in fact, that was right over the Caribbean. That storm that I just showed you never materialized into anything, but it was very, very close, much like this one here. Almost became the first named storm of the season. Got into those cool waters though, and then it just kind of faded away, which is good. But look for an early hurricane season. I just have a feeling that it's going to be. We'll just have to wait and see. But it doesn't officially start until June. Got another 2.5 weeks to go. All right, guys, we'll do a Hawaii update later on this afternoon. Got some new information I want to share with you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.